QPSMR Companion Reflect Introduction, Part 1 of 4, Creating a Top-Line Summary Report and a Set of Tables. This is the first of 4 videos that introduce the QPSMR Companion Reflect software, the end-user analysis program especially designed for users to access research data using their own PC. QPSMR Companion Reflect is easy to use. A set of fully formatted cross tables can be created and viewed in your favourite spreadsheet program in a matter of minutes. As well as analysing the questions and responses as they were shown in your project, you can also create and use variables. So a combination of existing entries may be included as the columns and rows of your tables, filters to produce tables that are based on just a subset of respondents, format options to control the contents and layout of your tables and to include table-based statistics, spreadsheet options to specify how your tables should be shown in your spreadsheet program, for example, all tables on the same or on separate sheets, to include extra chart-friendly sheets, to set colours, font sizes, and so on. In this first video, we will look at creating a top-line summary and running a set of cross tables. We will assume that you have already downloaded and installed the QPSMR Companion Reflect software, available free of charge by selecting Toolbox QPSMR Downloads from our website www.qpsmr.co.uk. QPSMR Companion Reflect project files consist of 3 intermediate files, ICF, IDF and ILF, and the main questionnaire definitions file, QRFX. Sometimes your supplier will also include a table setup file with the suffix QTF, containing the tables they originally created for the project. To open the project, simply double-click the QRFX file.
At the main window, we can see the entries that were included in this very simple example survey. We can click in the heading row under the toolbar and drag the divider to alter the column widths so more or less text is visible. Notice at the end of the list, some entries are represented by purple butterfly icons. These are variables that were created from other entries in the survey by the Reflect supplier. To look at an entry in more detail, double-click the name. Let's do that with VBreak. We can see that this variable has been made by referring to existing entries, gender, age, and Q4A. There will be more about variables later, so for now we will close this entry by using the red cross. When you receive QPSMR Companion Reflect files from your supplier, if you are not familiar with the project, we recommend you create a set of top-line tables. These summary tables show a count of the responses given to each entry in the project, with percentages and mean scores where appropriate. We will do this now by clicking the Analysis menu and then selecting Summary Setup QTF. Here you can allocate a name to the file, but for this demonstration we will simply use the default name topline.qtf and select Open. At the Tables window, which we will discuss in more detail later, all of the entries from our project are listed in the left section. The tables, which have automatically been generated from the project entries, are included in the middle section. Notice Table 14, showing the postcode, includes the number 100 in parenthesis. This is the default setting, meaning that 100 different rows, in our case postcodes, may be included. To be sure no postcodes are missed, we will increase this to 1000. To do this, we click Table 14 in the middle section and then add an extra 0 by typing in the max rows box on the right section. Now all we need to do is click the Run All Tables toolbar icon. Notice that the table's overall settings dialog box is automatically shown. Let's add a header, Coffee Survey Summary. Then, to use the default settings, we simply select OK. The summary tables are generated and opened in our spreadsheet program. Note there is a contents sheet and a tables sheet. Hyperlinks allow you to move quickly around the file, locating a table and returning to the contents, so you can easily move around. Looking at these tables will provide an overview of the survey, which we can see includes 200 respondents. When we have finished viewing them, we can close using the small red cross in the top right-hand corner, and then close the top-line QTF file. Next, we will look at creating a set of standard tables, again using the default table settings. We will use the supplier-generated variable VBreak, showing gender, age and the type of coffee consumed when out as the columns across the top. And then we will select every question from the original coffee project as the rows down the side, creating 13 tables. The tables we create will be stored in a new tables setup file, QTF. To make it, we select the Tables Setup toolbar icon, type in the file name. We will use the name Coffee Survey, then open. As we saw when we created the top-line tables, we are then positioned at the Tables window, which is split into 3 sections. To recap, in the left section, all entries from the coffee project are shown. As we work, the middle section will be filled with the list of tables we create, and if we select an individual table, details about it will be shown in the right section. Tables can be created in a variety of ways, but today we will insert a table and then use the drag and drop facility to specify the columns and rows. So first we select the Add a New Table toolbar icon. Then from the list of entries on the left, select entry VBreak. Hold down our left mouse button and drag this entry into the box alongside the column button in the right section of the tables window. Next, in the left section, click entry Q1, hold down the Shift key and select entry postcode. Notice all entries are highlighted. Holding down the left mouse button, we drag these entries into the box alongside the row button in the right section of the tables window. Notice the text reads varies and 13 tables are now listed in the middle section. As we did with the top line tables, we will increase the max row settings for the table that shows the postcode so they are all included. Now we know there are 200 records, we will enter 200, as this will allow space to show a different postcode for every respondent. Looking at the tables created in the middle section, we can see that Table 2, which has question 2, approximately how many cups of coffee do you drink per day, as the rows, and also Table 7, with question 5, how much would you expect to pay for a coffee, as the rows, have the settings stats only. This means that only the mean score, average, will be included, rather than every value. If you wanted to see all values and the mean score, you would click the Stats Only box to change the setting. But today we will show mean scores only. Notice that tables 4 to 8 and also table 10 will automatically be filtered, as each row question was asked only to a subset of respondents. We will now run and view our tables using the default settings for both format and spreadsheet options. To do this, we click the Run All Tables toolbar icon. At the Tables Overall Settings dialog box, notice the coffee QRFX file is shown in the Data File name box and select OK. The tables are generated and opened in our spreadsheet program. Again, with a contents sheet and a tables sheet, and hyperlinks to easily move around the file. That's how easy it is to produce a set of tables using QPSMR Companion Reflect. Our example questionnaire is very simple and short, but you can create many hundreds of tables of your own more complex projects in exactly the same way.
We hope you have found this QPSMR Companion Reflect video Part 1 interesting. You may now wish to watch Part 2, which looks at creating variables, updating, rerunning and adding new tables. If you would like more details about the products and services available from QPSMR Limited, please visit our website www.qpsmr.co.uk.